Little Red Hen by Curtis Peatnot. Once upon a time, there was this mama chicken, a red hen, who lived in the neighborhood with a bunch of lazy good-for-nothings. Unfortunate poor neighbors. The little red hen worked hard every day, while her neighbors sat around doing nothing. You see, they had no reason to work for a living because the government gave them food, rented a house for them to live in, and paid all their bills. So they just hung out all day, every day, while Mama Chicken worked her tail feathers off. Mama Chicken said to her neighbors, "Hey, Duck and Goose, why don't you get off your lazy asses and get a job?" Duck gave Mama a lot of lip, exclaiming loudly, "I don't like to work, and I'm not going to work." While the goose said, "I am pregnant, and I have 11 children, all with different gander fathers, and I get more money from the government every time I get pregnant, so I can't work." So the little red hen went to work to support her neighbors. When it came time to harvest her crops, the little red hen said to her neighbors, "You all are not doing anything. How would you like to help me harvest this wheat so I can make some bread for you all?" But her neighbors said, "Bow wow!" So Mama Chicken went to work so she could share the wealth with her lazy neighbors. After the little red hen had cut and shocked up all her wheat, she said to some of her neighbors, "After this grain dries, will you big strong folks help me carry it up the hill to the mill?" But you guessed it, the neighbors had never worked a day in their lives, and they just laughed at Mama Hen. Boo, ah. And so it goes. The little red hen continued to work her butt feathers off. "Let's turn our backs on Mama Chicken," said the cat, rabbit, and mouse, "so she can hurry up and make some bread." And of course, the little red hen knew how to turn that flour into bread dough and bake it in her oven. Now, the lazy, good-for-nothing neighbors, her poor neighbors, could not wait for the fresh bread to come out of the oven. Mama Chicken had her own family to feed, but she had to make sure she planted extra in her garden so she had enough food to feed her neighbors, too. So the little red hen continued to work her butt feathers off, to feed her family, and to provide for the government programs that take care of an ever-growing number of her neighbors, who have learned to live off the system.
If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.